Hi, Taurus, or anyone watching for Taurus. This is a love reading and it should resonate whenever you find it. If you are watching for a Taurus, just reverse roles because it will feel as though I'm speaking to you about what your Taurus has been doing. All right, guys, so I shuffled the deck, I've pulled your cards, and if you have not already checked out your April reading, you probably should because this looks like a continuation of that. I filmed those kind of late in the month, so that energy is still prevalent, and I suggest you take a look at that. Now, as I'm looking at your cards, it feels as though you've been dealing with someone who is pushing you away. This person, you're viewing them as someone who has multiple options. We've got you as the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. There's also a Queen of Swords in the reverse. So it could be that they're trying to decide between you and an air sign. It also looks like this person, you're having a really hard time figuring out what they want. And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know what they want because they don't know what they want. So maybe you don't take it personal. It's not a matter of you like not having your antennas firing on all cylinders. It's that this person, it looks like what they want changes by the day. And they don't, oh my goodness, okay. This person is all over the place. And you guys are picking up on that a lot during this time, because they're not available to love anybody or receive love. They're sabotaging the connection they have with you. And now I feel like this person is doing something a little bit unexpected. It seems like you spent time with this person recently, or you've been like spending a lot of time with this person, and then all of a sudden they pop up with either someone else, or you see them post something that makes you think that they're thinking of someone else, or it's like they do something that's so glaringly obvious that they're trying to either like shake you or create distance. This is kind of the energy of them giving attention to someone else in a public way so that you can see it. And I think what's very frustrating about this is that you were already very much on the fence about this person because they've been very non-committal. They haven't known what they wanted. Now, this is the energy of somebody like getting drunk and sleeping with someone else, or saying something to you about someone else when you guys have been like overindulging in alcohol or whatever it is that you do together. Could even be that you were sober and this person said something and then they say like, oh, I don't remember saying that, but you already saw it, right? I feel like for you, you've already been like 1 foot out the door with this person for, I'd say, about 2 to 3 months. And so this feels kind of like the icing on the cake, right? You were waiting for that commitment. You were waiting for them to be emotionally available, and it hasn't happened, but they're very much in your space or wanting your time or to have like sexual relations with you. It feels like to me, you guys are going to end up either downloading some kind of app or reconnecting with someone that you've had interest in, but perhaps weren't paying attention to simply because of whoever this is being in your life, because they're no longer the focal point of what you're trying to do. Okay. Or whenever, after you see this, give it a little bit of time. But this person does something in a very public way that will make you feel as though you've been wasting your time, right? This is them being committed everywhere else. And you know what? For some of you, this is somebody who finally gives into you. Like if you've been wanting to see where the relationship could go, or you've been asking for like a title, maybe they finally like accept the idea of like, yeah, let's be a thing. And then it looks like right after they make that decision, they either like completely renege on it, or they go off and do something that would be considered cheating because they've said like, yeah, we're a couple or we're a thing, right? And then they act like, why are you mad? I don't remember that conversation. I was drunk. Let's look into your person. I want to clarify this a little more for you. Yeah, okay. So it looks like this person ends up going back and reconciling with somebody from their past. And for you, it's just like, why would you do that? It could even be that this person is like, oh, I decided I want to be friends with my ex. And you've heard them talk about their ex before. And you're like, okay, I always kind of felt like you still had feelings for that person. So after we become a couple, why do you suddenly need to be friends with whoever this is? Why do you suddenly need to be in this person's space? This is weird to me. You weren't near this person when we were together. So I don't understand why all of a sudden they're now a thing, right? And that's because this person, like I said, they don't know what they want. So it's almost like when you deal with them, for every step you take forward towards like solidifying something, they have to take 2 steps back because they don't want to get to the finish line of like, we're married, we're living together forever, this is you and me. So when you're making some kind of progress with whoever this is and you're thinking like, okay, we're finally locked in, I know what to expect, they have to insert, some kind of drama or some kind of like anxiety into the situation that was not already there. Okay. I feel like whatever they're doing, it's like a new thing, but it's with an old person and it's triggering to you because before you got them to like be in a relationship and you finally were able to get them to accept what you're offering. And I'm not saying it's because you're hounding this person at all. This is just someone super flighty and super non-committal, right? And they just are who they are and you're supposed to accept that. As soon as they agree, here they go off and they actually find, someone that it looks like they weren't even talking to, right? To try to insert this person now into whatever the two of you have created. I think this person just comes across as being very problematic. And I think that for you, that's really going to be the last straw because it'll let you see that not only do they sabotage everything, but it's like anytime you feel like you're making some kind of progress, they'll go out of their way to bring some kind of problem or drama into the situation. And you're not with it, right? This month, I feel like, or whenever you see this, it could be in the next few weeks, it could be next year, you will take this behavior as your green light to go do something else. And it's very possible that you guys might end up reconciling with somebody as a result of what this person is doing to you. Okay, because they're acting like a free agent, even though they've given you some kind of like contract or commitment. So I feel like you're going to end up following suit and matching energy, right? Based on what you're seeing. It's like, well, what's the point of waiting around when all of a sudden you get this bug up your ass that you need to call every ex you ever had and make amends with them right after we decide to be in a relationship? Like, for what? Why? It feels like games, and so for you, it's very possible that you might end up blocking this person because you've already tried to talk about like a lot of the behaviors you saw leading up to this. And then with this happening, it's just like, what is there to say? What's the point in talking about this, right? Obviously, your heart is somewhere else. You may end up spending time with someone that you used to care about. And as you're talking to that person, you could be talking to them about what's going on in your life. You might end up falling for that old person because they're a good listener or because you start seeing qualities in them that this energy that you're dealing with is completely lacking, right? So it's almost like this person came into your life to make your ex look good to you. You know what I mean? So it's very possible that you will find like, man, I don't even know why I cared about this person so much because in all honesty, my heart was over here. Maybe this person was just a distraction. And before I let them like lead me around by the nose or down the garden path, I'm going to go where it feels right. It seems like you are going to end up with someone completely different as a result of the way this person is treating you. So I guess everything happens for a reason, because if this person magically feels the urge to communicate with all of their exes or to, start exploring their options in this really weird way, I don't understand why this person would do this to you. But I think they just, like I said, they don't know what they want. They don't know what they want. And it seems like this person not only is that their problem, but they have a hard time articulating that. So it's kind of like this person just creates problems, and then whatever happens in the aftermath is their lot in life. You get what I'm saying? Because they have a hard time making decisions. So they just choose chaos, and then whatever ensues is like, well, this is me now. And I feel like for you guys, you tried really hard to bring some kind of like stability into this person's life, but it's like you can't lead a horse to water and make it drink. You can only show it like, here's the water, and if you're thirsty, it's available. This person would rather die of thirst, than to ever feel like they're doing what is expected of them, or that they're like allowing someone to put them in a box. Okay. What I'm seeing here though is that this person came into your life to mirror to you that it seems like you are supposed to be somewhere else. So let's get some information about that, because from what I'm seeing about this is going to be like passing. This is not something that's going to last. But your opportunity is death and 4 of swords, 4 of wands. So I think that you guys actually have emotions or like feelings for someone else. And this person came back into your life to somehow bring you closer to this person that you lost or that you're not in communication with. Your obstacle, though, is the 3 of wands. So, I mean, if you just wait on this, it's going to be hard for you guys, because this person, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, they would rather miss out on the opportunity to create something with you if it means they can keep their autonomy. And I think that the more you try to possess whoever this is, or like, and it's not that you're possessing them in the sense of like your mind, but it's like they kind of owe this to you in the sense that you've been spending so much time with them. You would just think that would be the natural progression of this relationship. But, you're just kind of throwing good energy after like a bottomless pit, right? Because this person would rather be on their own so that they're available for anything. And when it feels like they have to focus on one thing, they will create all these obstacles and distractions. Like, I got drunk and I hung out with this person and posted it, and you're looking like, okay, but who is that? Or, suddenly now I'm friends with my ex after not talking to this person for 2 years, right? Like this person will create more and more chaos to get you to let go of this. So really it's just a matter of like, how long do you want to hold on? Because they're going to get worse. They're going to become more wild. And I don't know exactly what this person's origin story is that makes them like try to shake people off. Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Cups reversed. Okay, so I think this person has already decided that no matter what they do with you, they're going to disappoint you. So, I think I did you guys a timeless reading where you were feeling as though no matter what you did, your situation was going to end. It seems like this person is kind of the same way, where they feel like no matter what they do, they're going to disappoint you. So it's better to just get it over with now. And I mean, oh my goodness, the Devil, the Fool in the reverse. So this person, what's weird to me is that even if you decided to like leave, they will try to get you to come back, but they will continue to do what they've been doing to you. And I feel like you know that about this person, or at least you're starting to really see that, because this is not new, right? This is something that you've been dealing with from them for a while, and it's building up to the point that you're getting very frustrated. And I think that you thought if you could get this person to be in a like committed relationship, that title would somehow change the dynamic or like change their behavior. And instead, it actually made their behavior worse. So it's making you feel like, you know what, that was the one thing that I thought could actually make you better or make you like a better partner, is if you had some kind of obligation to me, or if you gave me like a verbal agreement. And now I see that is not the end all with you. Like that's not going to be what turns it around. You really are just who you are, right? And I can't align myself with this anymore. 6 of Wands for your advice. You're not losing anything by walking away from this. You actually got everything you needed to get out of this, and you're in a good place, even if it doesn't feel like it. But you're on your way to something really good. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, you had to deal with this. And I honestly think it's so that you could revisit probably the person you dealt with right before this, or the person that like still, if you think about them, it still hurts, right? That seems to be who you're supposed to be spending time with instead of whoever this is. Okay. So you're on your way to a new love, but you have to be willing to release this kind of toxic, lower vibrational energy, because it's a time waster. And maybe subconsciously you attracted somebody that you knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, because it looks like you're still very committed to whoever this other person is. Okay. And I mean, it's not obviously in real time where you're like married to this person, but you have some kind of like soul contract or commitment that energetically you feel like you're being pulled in a different way, right? So that's probably why you attracted somebody who is mirroring to you in decision and being easily distracted, because here you are not sure what to do with this over here, and then trying to fill your life with other things rather than go back and kind of figure out what is going on with whoever this last person is. I mean, you could date someone new for sure. I don't know if you're going to be creating a similar cycle as what you've experienced with this. Let's just get one card for those of you who are interested in new. Death in the reverse. Okay, so it's almost like until you figure out this old situation, you will be in this weird kind of limbo, right? Where you're recreating situations that look like what you're in with new people. So it seems like you and whoever this old energy is, you're some kind of like soulmate to each other. Doesn't mean it has to be romantic, but there's something that you're supposed to be getting out of your previous connection. Like even it could be like closure or forgiveness or, an apology or whatever, that until you get whatever that is, you're going to keep kind of attracting these people that aren't available, right? Because it feels like you're still very energetically tied up in this. So you're not really available either, right? All right, let's get some oracle messages for you. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So it's very possible that like whatever transpired between you and this old person, it's time to try to let that go or work through that, because it looks like if you were able to work through your issues with them, you actually could have something really good. And it maybe in the time that you've been apart, you both have like a different perspective that would allow you to come together more harmoniously. You also got don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Right? So if you think that maybe you should leave somebody because of the way they showed up, but that's where your heart is, and you're like, well, everybody's reason to judge me, you're not being true to yourself because you're trying to be with people that you don't feel like are your person. But also this person, my goodness, they like reek of guilt. They suck you in. As soon as you are like, I'm not dealing with this anymore, now all of a sudden they need you. They're sad. They're depressed. They're whatever. And I'm not saying that they're not, but they definitely weaponize that to try to pull people back in or make them feel guilty for leaving them in the first place. Okay, so just be careful of what you're dealing with, because it's manipulation, right? All right, so let's get one more. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Bottom of the deck, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now is the time to give to yourself. So, I mean, if you keep dealing with this in the way that you're dealing with it, it's just going to get worse from what I'm seeing. And with criticizing, maybe you are now looking at your past partner and you're thinking like, well, they were a lot of things, but they weren't this devil that I'm dealing with, right? Maybe I should have looked at them in a more loving way, or maybe now I can see where they're coming from a little bit different, because some of the things I accuse them of being, now that I've had to deal with whatever I was thinking I had, I realized that wasn't the case, right? This actually was somebody who maybe was operating because of this, in this capacity, versus somebody who was just like malicious and flighty and wasting my time, right? All right, guys, I hope this provided you with clarity. I will speak to all of you again soon, but in the meantime, take very good care of yourselves. Bye.